Hello all, welcome to part 1 of XML tutorial. In this session, I am going to explain the XML basics along with few practical demonstrations. So let's get started. First of all, what is this XML? XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. Extensible Markup Language. Okay, XML stands for, or the full form of XML is Extensible Markup Language. If I highlight this X inside this extensible and M inside this markup and L inside this language, together we'll get XML, guys. Okay, here X from extensible, M for markup, L for language. Together we got this XML. Now let me explain this XML from scratch. Okay, before I explain the different concepts like what is extensible in XML and what is this markup in XML, okay, how XML is in language and all those theoretical stuff. Before I explain all the theoretical stuff that I'm going to anyhow explain in these sessions, okay, let me first create a sample XML file. Though you understand this XML file, or if you don't understand this XML file, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sample XML file. So using the sample XML file, I'm going to explain all the other theoretical topics. Okay, this will be the better way of explaining the stuff, guys. Okay, so for that reason, okay, before explaining any other basics of this XML, I'm going to straightforwardly create an XML sample file. Fine. So let me go to the desktop and create a new text document. Okay, I'll create a new file, that is text document. Without naming or without changing the extension of this particular file, I'll simply open this text document file in a notepad, and here I'll start typing something. Okay, I'll just start typing. I just typed less than symbol, guys. Okay, and since it is kind of, I have to increase the font size. Let me say control plus so that I can increase the font size in notepad. Here I'll start typing, guys. Less than, greater than symbol I have to provide, and in between that I have to provide some name for this. Okay, let's say I'll provide some name like food list. Okay, so let's say, guys, my example will be like I have to create some XML content representing the food items in a hotel. Okay, I want to create some XML content which is representing the list of food items in a hotel. So for that, I'm creating this. Let's assume, okay, food list slash food list. Okay, food list slash food list. The same food list, guys, but only the difference here is I'm putting a slash here. Why I have to put slash here? This is a starting point of the food list, and this is the ending point of the food list. Okay, to state that this is a closing tag, I have to provide forward slash here. This doesn't have forward slash because it's a starting tag. Okay, this is ending tag, this is starting tag. Inside this food list, I'll create different food items. Okay, I list down all the food items that are there in the hotel. Food item. Here, if I provide food item here, I have to close it somewhere, right? If I'm starting it here, this food item has to close somewhere. Like the way food list has started here and closed here, even the under the food list, we have this food item, a child item. You can say food item is a child of this food list, and it should also close somewhere, guys. That's why I'm copy pasting it and saying slash here. Okay, the first food item will be listed here. Similarly, second food item, third food item, fourth food item. How many food items are there? I'm going to list down 4 food items in this food list. Food list is starting here, ending here, closing tag, starting tag. In between that, we have, in between the starting and closing tags of the food list, we have 4 food items. Okay, first food item is starting here, ending here. Second food item is starting here, ending here because it has forward slash. That's why closing. Third food item is starting and ending here. Fourth food item is starting and ending here. Now coming to the first food item, guys. Here I can describe this food item using child tags. Okay, in between these food items, I'm again going to create some child tags like name of the food item. Name is starting here and ending here. Okay, and similarly, I want to provide the cost of the food item, guys. Cost is starting here and ending here. Similarly, other food items also will have this similar kind of name and cost, right? Okay, so that's why I'm also creating food items here. Okay, that is food items details like name and cost here also. For the third food item also, I'm creating this food item name and cost. For the fourth food item also, I'm creating the name and cost. Okay, like this. So we want to see everything together. I'll say control minus minus so that the font size will be reduced a bit. Now, in this hotel's food list, we have total 4 food items, right? We can add even more food items, guys. For this demonstration, I'm only adding or considering only 4 food items. Okay, first food item, second food item, third food item, and fourth food item. Each and every food item I'm describing with the name and cost. For example, this was the name I'm describing as pizza, cost I'm describing as $10. Okay, here second food item I'm saying pasta, cost I am saying as $5. Okay, $5 is the cost. Third food item I'm mentioning as what is that? Burger, and cost I'm mentioning as $5. Sorry, $6. Okay, and finally the fourth food item noodles, and I'm pricing it at $8. Okay, like this. So I'm able to represent 4 food items in the form of XML, and the root tag was food list. Okay, food list is starting here, ending here. In between that, we have listed down all the food items, and each and every food item has a name and a cost associated with it, described here in the form of XML. Okay, this is how an XML looks like, guys. Okay, this is how an XML looks like. We can represent anything with XML, right? We can represent a list of employees working in a company or not, right? Employee list, employee slash employee, name of the employee, experience of the employee, location where the employee is working, company in which employee is working. All those things you can describe if you want. Like that, guys. Anything, any data can be described in the form of XML like this. Okay. So at high level, guys. Now we have written this XML content in a notepad in a text document. Now we have to carefully save this file. Okay. So file, I have to save as, and have to give the name for this particular file, guys. Let's say hotel food list. Okay, hotel food list dot XML. Okay, extension, you should be very careful. You should save this as dot XML, guys, not dot txt, dot XML. Okay, so we are saving this as an XML document. Okay, so name of the document dot XML, and here save this as all files. Now save this on somewhere on your computer, let's say desktop, and save it like this. So when you close this, guys, when you close this, you see an XML file with hotel food list got created. This is an XML document. You see, when I hold the mouse, you are getting the notification as XML document. You can delete this file. Okay. Now, guys, tomorrow, if you want to look at this contents, okay, what is XML content of this XML file? If you want to look at, right click on this and select open with Notepad. The same editor which you have used for writing the XML content, you can right click and open with Notepad, guys. XML file. It will open like this in the Notepad, and you can see all the XML content. Fine. So this is a sample XML file, guys, that I created just now. Okay. So now I'll explain a lot of theoretical stuff now, right? Based on this XML document file, I'm going to explain a lot of theoretical stuff. Now it will be very easy for you guys to understand what I am trying to explain. Okay. Because you have clearly observed from scratch how to create an XML file, right? How to create an XML file. Now you'll understand all the topics very easily. Okay. Theoretical will be very easily now. So as I already mentioned, guys, XML stands for extensible markup language. In this, what is this extensible? And what is this markup? I have to explain, right? So coming to the markup, guys. What is this markup in XML? Markup means marks or tags. Okay, in XML document, we were using this marks or tags. What are they? This kind of symbols. Did you observe? If I show you this XML document again, can you see the less than greater than symbols which we have used throughout the XML document for representing the food items in a hotel, etc. You see, for pizza also, name is surrounded with less than and greater than symbol, right? What are these less than and greater than symbol? Less than and greater than symbol are known as marks or tags. Okay, since in XML the major symbols that we have to use are less than and greater than symbol, that's why the name has come as extensible markup language. Okay, we are using the marks. Okay, since we are using the marks in the XML content while creating the XML content, that's why we are naming this as markup, guys. Okay, markup means this marks represents the marks are tags. We can also call them as tags, guys. Okay, these are together less than and greater than together are called as tags. Fine, either marks or tags. That's the meaning of this markup case. So that's why XML is called as extensible markup language, because it's using these marks. Second thing, what is this extensible then? Now I created this XML, and if tomorrow if I want to add more food items, I can extend it to how many items I want. Tomorrow a new item got added into a hotel. Okay, let's say tomorrow another item got added to the hotel. Let's say uh, pizza, pasta, burger, noodles. Okay, let's say the what you call sandwich. Okay, let's say sandwich got introduced tomorrow into the hotel. So you can extend it. You can extend this XML file, guys. You can add as many food items you want. Okay, you can delete it. You can extend it. It's extensible, guys. Okay, you can extend it. Okay, so here sandwich I'll just say $9. Okay, let's say, and save this. That's how the XML is extensible, guys. Okay, we can expand. Okay, we can expand it and we can extend it. Okay, simple terms we can extend it. Simple terms we can extend the XML with a lot of more data. Okay, fine. That's why extensible markup means tags or marks language. Okay, this language uses markups and it is kind of extensible, extended. It can be extended a bit. Okay, more. Fine, guys. Now, guys, let's understand what is the difference between the HTML and XML. If you go to any web page, let's say if I take you to some sample web page, let's say compendium dev, okay, .uk basic web page. If I take you to this particular web page, guys, okay, this is a HTML web page, and if I right click and select view page source, you will get the HTML code of this particular page. Okay, you are getting the HTML code of this particular page, guys. You see, even the HTML code of this particular page also looks the same way the XML is looking, right? Can you see? Here also we have less than greater than symbol, and HTML is starting here, HTML tag is starting here, and the HTML tag is ending here because it has a forward slash. Similar to XML, right? It looks very similar to HTML, also looks similar to XML. And here we have head tag starting here, head is ending here. In between the head tags, we have title tag starting here, ending here. We have the title content provided here. Okay, again we have the body tag. Under the HTML tag we have both head and body tags. Body is starting here, ending here, and inside the body tags again we have paragraph tags which are starting here, ending here. Second paragraph is starting here and ending here. Okay, this HTML is also looking similar to XML, but what is the difference, guys? Whatever the tags that you are seeing in HTML, these are predefined tags. Okay, what's the difference between HTML and XML? This side if I write HTML and this side if I write XML, what's the difference between this HTML and XML? HTML uses predefined tags. All the tags in the HTML are predefined, guys. They have some meaning. Okay, I'm not going to explain HTML in this session. Okay, so there is another video. There is another video which I created where you can refer to the HTML, guys. Okay, but not here. But simple, when I compare the HTML tags with the XML tags, HTML tags have a predefined meaning. Okay, uh, body section, body means it will represent the body of the page. Okay, all those stuff. It has a predefined. These are the predefined tags, guys. HTML tags are the predefined tags, whereas XML tags are user defined tags. They doesn't have any meaning, guys. Okay, they are just representing the data. Okay, these XML tags are simply representing the data, guys. Nothing much. They don't have any predefined meaning. Okay, these are user defined tags, whereas HTML, each and every tag in the HTML is a predefined tag. They have a meaning. Okay, if you use title, you see the title of the page is displayed here. Okay, basic web page title. So if you write some title here, that is being shown here on the page. That means each and every tag here has a meaning and a job to do. But in XML, there is no job, guys. It's simply representation of the data. Very plain language, you can say. Okay. Whereas HTML has some predefined tags, whereas XML has user defined tags. Okay. Unlike HTML, XML has user defined tags. But what is the purpose of the XML then? Okay. If there is no meaning for this tags. Okay. If these are user defined tags, then what is the purpose of the XML? Why we are creating such kind of user defined tags in XML? The purpose of XML is primarily to store the data, guys. Okay. So if I show you this one, guys, if I show you this XML document as an example, what we are doing here really using this XML by writing this XML content, what exactly we are achieving here? We are simply storing the data. Okay. List of food items in the hotel we are storing in the form of an XML. We are representing the data by storing the data in this XML. Okay. We are representing the data in a form of XML here, right? You see, name of the item, food item is pizza, cost of the food item is $10, another food item, details are there here. We are simply storing, this is the data case, this is the data we are storing into this XML, okay? That's one of the purpose of the XML. What is the next purpose? What is the important purpose of the XML? The purpose of XML is not just to store the data, but also to transfer the data between two applications, which may have been built on different or same technological stacks, okay? So that means, just see this image guys, you will get all the clarity what I'm explaining here. The purpose of the XML is to store the data and transfer the data between different applications. Okay, this is one application, this is another application. Maybe this application is built on Java and this application is built on Python, let's say, and they cannot communicate well. So they can use a common transferable or medium like XML guys, where they can use XML because Java can parse XML and Python also can parse the XML and get the data out of the XML. So what these two applications are using is this XML for communication. Okay, they are simply using the XML for communication. So XML is storing the data and transferring the data from one application to another application. Okay, they are using the XML for communication. It's like a translator, you can say. Okay, the one who is transferring the data and make other applications understand and here able to send, able to receive, able to send, able to receive kind of thing. Okay, that kind of win-win situation. So that's the purpose of the XML guys. Okay, so these two applications may have been built on different technologies and they are using XML to transfer data between each other. Okay, XML is simply storing the data and transferring the data between two applications having different technical stack. This is a real time need of this XML guys. Why we have to use XML in real time? To store the data and transfer the data guys. Okay, so like this we will store the data and this list of data can be transferred to another application. Okay, from one application to another application as a communication means. XML is easily readable not only by applications guys. Okay, XML is not only readable by applications but also humans. Okay, we also can read this XML, right? By looking at this XML we can easily understand that this is a list of food items. Okay, list of food items where the first item is a pizza which is having the cost is $10, second item is pasta and $5. We can easily understand, we can read this XML as a human. At same time it's a platform independent guys. Okay, so all the platforms, all the different technical stack can understand the XML guys. It's a common thing. Okay, XML is a common thing for all the different things, different platforms. That's why we can use XML to store the data and transfer the data between two applications. Okay, but guys, are we using these days, are we using XML in real time? No guys, we are not using XML nowadays. Okay, so a lot of applications are using JSON. Okay, JSON is the latest way of transferring the data between client and server guys. In this session, I am not going to cover JSON guys. I'm only going to cover about XML in a detailed manner, but JSON will be covered to you in a separate session. Okay, JSON will be covered to you in a separate session or separate series, tutorial series. For now, only understand, I'll only explain XML in this case. Okay, but when compared with XML and JSON for storing the data and transferring the data, JSON is the best one guys. Okay, nowadays everyone has migrated from XML to JSON for storing and transferring the data between two applications. Now, hope you got some basic knowledge about what exactly is XML and why it is called as extensible and markup kind of thing, and what is the purpose of the XML. You understood so far. Now guys, here I created this XML file. Okay, I have created this XML file. If I have to represent this XML file or if I have to understand this XML file in a better way, I can use some tools guys. Okay, some free tools are there on the web. You can either Google search for them or you can directly click on this link here. Okay, JSON formatter, XML formatter. If you type in Google, you will get this kind of link guys. So here what I'm going to do is, here in this XML formatter, I'm going to copy paste this XML content. Okay, I'm going to copy paste this XML content, paste it here. This left side input XML is this one guys. This is input XML. Is there any mistake anywhere? No. Okay, you see there is a mistake guys. I did a mistake. The tool is identifying. You see, that's one of the advantage of this JSON formatter tool. What's the problem here? You see, I'm starting the cost tag but ending with name. That's the problem guys. Okay, I forgot to modify it. Okay, I have to change it to cost. So everywhere you have to change it to cost guys. That's, you see, that's the advantage of that, one of the advantage of the tool. If you wrongly give some invalid XML, it is identifying. Okay, if you start with cost, you have to end that cost with ending cost, not name, right? Now let me save this and again copy paste this time and see whether errors are resolved. You see there are no errors coming here. This particular XML content doesn't have any errors. Now what I'm going to do is on the right side, okay, I'm going to represent this XML, inputted XML in different formats. For example, I'll say format or beautify. Okay, so it's already formatted and beautified, guys. Okay, so if you see there are a lot of spaces here, the spaces got removed. This is a better version now. Okay, I'll copy this formatted one and paste it here so that it will be represented in a proper way. Okay, the formatted one is better one. Okay, that's another advantage of the tool because it's formatting. Unnecessary things it is removing. And okay, if I miss one slash here, let's say, okay, if I'm missing this slash here and say format beautify, so is it adding the slash? Let's see for which item I have removed the slash here, ending slash for burger, right? You see for burger, okay, it's taking in a different way, guys. Okay, it's taking in a different way. So it's considering it as a child element. Okay, so it's not identifying this part, but some kind of formatting it is doing. Okay, let me do it again. It's formatting now properly. Okay, alignments and all it's taking care of now. Fine. Okay, so formatting and beautify, this is a better way. And second thing is representation, guys. Okay, representation. The representation is XML tree. Okay, just click on the XML tree. You see this XML will be represented in a proper way, guys. Okay, in a different way. Okay, where you can understand. You see this complete XML document. The root tag is food list. Only one food list is there. Under the food list, how many food items are there? If I expand this, you see the list is coming to 5 food items are there. What are they? The first food item is this one, name pizza item. Second food item is pasta. Third food item is burger. Fourth food item is noodle. And fifth one is sandwich. These are the different food items we have, right? Food items. So this is a tree way of representation. Okay, if you want to see how this XML looks in a tree view, where this one is a parent item and these are the child items, and how many child items are there under the food list? 5 child items. Like that's one thing. And also you can convert this XML into a JSON format, guys. Okay, just you see the converter is there. Like this, many other advantages are there. You see, if you have to represent the XML in the form of JSON, it looks like this. Okay, it looks like this. For now, let's not deviate to the JSON, guys. Okay, even though there is an option here in this particular, like that, there are several formatters and there are several tools available on the Google, guys. Okay, which can even identify. If I remove the slash also, it will identify, guys, and they can correct also. There are some other, but this particular thing is not correcting this kind of forward slash, but some other online tools may do that also. Okay, so for now, format beautify XML tree is fine. Okay, these are some useful tools which we can use to represent the XML in a different format. Okay, different format or proper format. Okay, it can beautify, it can okay, it can format the things, it can remove the unnecessary things, it can identify the errors. Like that, a lot of useful tools are there on the web. You can Google search, guys. Okay, XML useful tools and all, you'll get a lot of links apart from this, but this one I found it good, so I listed down here. You can try other things. Okay, fine. Next one, guys. Next one is so far we were writing the XML inside an notepad, right, and saving this as an XML file. But we can also create XML in better editors. Okay, we can also type XMLs in a better editors, and they are even more good also. So let me do one thing. So for that, guys, you need something known as Eclipse IDE. Okay, uh, the editor I'm going to choose for creating the XML files and all. Instead of creating the XML files using this notepad, simple notepad editor, I'm going to use some advanced IDE editors like Eclipse IDE or any other editors also you can take, guys. But I'm choosing Eclipse IDE for now for this session. So in order to use Eclipse IDE, guys, it will not be there by default in your Windows machine. You have to download and install it. Okay, you have to download and install it. How to download and install Eclipse IDE? Simple, guys. What you have to simply do is just Google search for Eclipse IDE download. Okay, Eclipse IDE download. The moment you do that, you will get this kind of link, Eclipse downloads link. Click on that. Click on that. You'll be taken to this kind of page, downloads page. Okay, I have already downloaded and installed Eclipse in my machine, guys. I'm not going to show how to download and install, but you have to go to this page, guys, and here there is a download button on this page. Just click on this. This will download the latest version of Eclipse IDE. And once the exe file got downloaded, you just double click the exe file and blindly follow the next buttons until it shows a final button, finish button. Just click on the finish button, and the Eclipse IDE will be installed in your machine, and thereafter you can launch from here. Just type Eclipse and you can launch from your machine. Okay, that's a simple process, guys. Okay, that is a simple process of Eclipse IDE. So now let me show you, since I already downloaded and installed Eclipse IDE in my machine, let me launch Eclipse IDE. I just pinned it, whatever the shortcut I got for Eclipse ID, right? I pinned it to my taskbar so that I can launch it easily, or you can even launch it from here also. Okay, I can simply search Eclipse here. After installing Eclipse, just click on this, it will launch. Okay, this is how it will launch the latest version as per today's date. Okay, now here guys, I'll choose this one, select launch. That is a workspace, guys. If you don't have any workspace, for the first time you have to create a workspace. Okay, you can browse a particular folder on your machine where you want to store the Eclipse IDE projects. Okay, that is a workspace. Now guys, in this Eclipse IDE editor, I'll create a new project, file, new. Here project I will select, and in this project wizard, I'll go to the Java folder, expand this and select the Java project, click on next, and I'll give the name of the project, say demo project, some project name I'm giving, and it's a Java project, guys. What I'm creating is a Java project. And one more thing, guys, I forgot to mention here. In order to in order to uh, in order to use Eclipse IDE, guys, as a prerequisite for the Eclipse IDE to work in your machine, you should have Java already installed in your machine. Okay, if you don't have Java, before downloading and installing Eclipse IDE, you have to install Java in your machine. Okay, as per the latest trend, currently, guys, Java 11 is a LTS version we have. So I'll simply say Java download, Java 11 download, and you will get this kind of link, Java SE development kit. You can either install Java 8 or Java 11, anything is fine, guys. Some Java should be there in your machine to launch Eclipse IDE. Okay, otherwise you will not be able to launch Eclipse IDE the way I did. Okay, the prerequisite for Eclipse IDE to work in your machine is Java. So simply Java 11 download, click on this link. Okay, I'm just showing you the steps, guys. So here, okay, Java 17 came. I just searched for available now. Okay, fine. But here it is showing Java 11 or 17. So it's showing Java 17, guys. Let me go with the Java 11. That will be enough. Java JDK 11 download. Okay, let's give like this. You see now you got 11. Just click on that. Now still it's showing 17. Okay, okay, fine. What's going on? Okay, just scroll to the top. 17. Go down. Yeah, 11 is here, guys. Okay, just below. Here 8 is also there. 11 is also there. So even though the latest is 17, 17 is also LTS, guys. You can start downloading. Okay, you can start. Maybe it got released recently. Java 17 got now, because Java guys have mentioned that they are going to release Java 17 in September. Okay, this is September 2021. Maybe they have released it. That's fine. You can take this latest stable version, or you can either go with 11 or whatever it is. Any Java version is enough, guys. Okay. Okay, so let's assume that you want to install Java 17. That's fine. You can go with the latest version. Java 17 LTC is a better version, I can say. So you can download it for Windows. Is there anything for Windows here? Linux. Only Linux is there, guys. Okay, it's not released for Windows. So there is, if you are using Windows, there is no way of. Okay, here Windows is there. Yeah, sorry. So select the Windows, guys, and you just go with the exe file. Okay, download this exe file and install it. Okay, just select next and install, finish. The Java will be installed. After Java got installed, you have to install Eclipse IDE. Okay, after the Java got installed, you have to install Eclipse IDE and launch it and create this kind of Java project. Okay, inside the Eclipse IDE, after launching, you have to say file, new, project, Java. Okay, before installing Eclipse IDE, you should be installing Java, then only you can create this kind of Java project. Okay, click on next and say demo project. Click on finish, guys. Whatever the Java version you install, it will come appear here. Module, don't create. That's it. If you get any other pop-up, select OK for that pop-up. Okay. Now expand this project, guys. Expand this project under SRC. I'll right click here and I'll say new file. I will say okay, new file, and here I have to give the file name, guys. Name of the file. Let's say hotel food list dot XML, right? You want to create the similar way you created the XML file in the notepad. Same way I'm giving the name here. Okay, right click new file and have to give the name of the file with extension, proper extension. Click on finish, guys. An XML file will be created. XML file got created. This is another way of creating the XML file, guys. Let me see what is the other way of creating the XML file. right click, new, other, okay. Just go with this guy. So this is the best way. Whatever the earlier way of creating the XML file in Eclipse IDE is not the better way. Now I'm trying to show you the better way of creating the XML file in Eclipse IDE. Instead of creating the older way, just right click here, select new, and select, instead of selecting this file option here, just select the other option, guys. Okay, you'll get this select a wizard, create a new XML file or whatever it is. You see here, currently XML is selected, right? That's why create a new XML file is coming. If DTD file, you'll get new DTD file. So select this XML in this list. In this list, whenever you land on the select a wizard, just scroll down to see XML folder. Find out the XML folder, guys. Where is the XML folder? XML is a folder here. Okay, when you find the XML folder, expand this, and under that you will see XML file. Click on next. Give the name. .xml is by default coming, but give the name of the file. Say hotel food list. .xml is already there. Click on finish, guys. This will create a proper format of XML, guys. Okay, you see some text is being by default added. Earlier when I created the XML file in Eclipse IDE, this statement has not come, but this way of creating the XML file, you will also get this statement. I'll explain more about this statement later, guys. Okay, for now let it be. Let it be. What is this? I am going to explain. Don't worry. But for now, ignoring this line, I'm going to write the same XML content. Food list, the same way, guys, that I created in the which file? Notepad file, right? Notepad editor, the way I created the XML content, the same way I'm going to create the XML content in the Eclipse IDE XML file. Okay. So here, one of the food item, I will say food item slash food. You see, automatically the closing tag is being created. When I created the starting tag, the Eclipse IDE is very smart that it is automatically creating the closing tag. In between that, I will say name. The moment I say close this, you see, the closing tag is automatically coming. I don't have to type. Okay. In between that, I have to type. Let's say pizza, and here I'll say cost $10. Another food item. In between the food items, name. The editor is very friendly, guys. Okay, compared to the Notepad, Eclipse IDE editor is very friendly in creating this kind of XML files. Pizza, pasta, cost $5. Then another food item. Okay, here again, name, pizza, pasta. Then what was the other item, guys? Burger. Cost of the burger $6. Another food item. See if I am making any mistakes. Let's see. I don't think I'm making any mistakes. If like after typing, we can cross check whether I'm doing any mistake or not here. Okay. So name, noodles, cost of the noodles $8 or $7, let's say, or $8, let's say. That's not a problem. And food item, name of the food item is sandwich. Cost is $9. $9 slash cost. Done. Okay. So these are the several food items we have created. This XML content we have again created the same. The one I created in the XML file, I'm created again in the Eclipse IDE. Okay, in the Notepad, whatever the XML content I created it again in the Eclipse IDE. Okay, now save this, guys. Okay, save this. I saved this XML. Now there is one more additional feature here, guys. Okay, the additional feature we have is right click on this XML file and say validate, guys. Okay, so in Eclipse IDE, if you say validate here on the XML file, it will give you, if there are any problems in this XML file, it will let you know the validation completed with no errors or warnings. Okay, the validation completed with no errors or warning. What if there is some problem here? For example, here I was using name, let's say. Okay, now right click, validate. Okay, you see validation completed, one error was discovered, one resource was validated in under a second. Okay, so one error is there, it is saying this is error. Okay, the problem with the error is, the reason for this error is it should end with cost, not with name. So Eclipse IDE is smarter than the normal notepad kind of editors. It's able to identify the mistakes that we are right while typing the XML content. If you are doing any mistake while typing, it's letting you know, right? It's letting you know. That's the advantage of the XML. So it's resolved or not resolved. Cost slash cost. Okay, let me save and see. It's not going away, right? Any other place? Any problem? Let me say right click and say validate again. Now it's gone. Okay, you have to click on validate, guys, to remove that error. Okay, after modifying it, after correcting it, again you have to say validate so that the error will be gone. Now it's gone. There is no error here. Fine. This is how we have to use. We can create XML files in Eclipse IDE kind of advanced editor, and we can validate also at the same time. Next thing, we can open the XML file in a browser, guys. Okay, this particular, what will happen if you open this kind of whatever the editor you have used for creating the XML file, but let's try to open this XML file in the browser. Okay, so for that I'll select right click on this, guys, XML file, and say properties, and this is a place on my machine where the XML file is available. Just click on this. It will take you to the location where this is the XML file. Okay, in my machine at this location the XML file is created here using Eclipse IDE. I'll right click on this and say open with any browser you can choose, guys. You can open in Chrome browser, Opera browser. Just open in Opera browser for a while. Let's see. Don't worry about this stuff. Okay, this is what it's opened. Okay, this is how the XML file got opened. Let me open it again. Right click, open with Opera. Okay, for now Opera is coming. You can even open with Chrome or whatever it is. Okay, so Opera generally opens previous tabs, guys. Okay, that's the problem with Opera. So we can choose another browser, let's say, otherwise. Okay, just to avoid the confusion, choose another app. This time I'll see if I can find any other browser other than Opera. uh, Firefox is there. Okay, we can also choose from the PC, like if any other option. Let's say Chrome. Let's try for Chrome, guys. Program files. Is there anywhere Google Chrome is there? Google Chrome application, Chrome browser. Okay, so open. Let's open using Chrome. Okay, to open using the Chrome browser also. Okay, the XML, when you open in any browser, guys, it may be Opera, IE, Chrome, Firefox, the same thing will come anyhow. Okay, in the browser the XML file will be represented like this, guys. You see, so the food list is a method. Under the food list we have different food items: first food item, second food item, third food item, fourth food item, and fifth food item. If I expand this first food item, we have the name and cost coming up as a child elements, child tax, pizza $10, this one pasta $5, third food item burger $6, fourth food item noodles $8, and fifth food item sandwich $9. Okay, so this is how it looks like XML. If you open in XML, if you open the XML file in a browser, it looks like that, guys. Okay, so these are all the basics, guys. Whatever I'm explaining in this session are all the basics. We'll slowly move to the advanced topics of XML in the upcoming sessions. But now let's understand the basic concepts of XML so that you can understand the XML better. Okay, so next thing, guys, next thing is root element. Here, what is the root element, guys? Here, what is the root element in this XML file? What is the root element? The top element, topmost element, under which all the other elements are available. You see, this all these things are available. All these food items are available as a child elements under the food list. You see, under the food list we have this 4 to 5 food items, right? 5 food items. Under this food list we have this. Is this food list under any other tags? These are the 5 children of this food list tag. Does food list have any parent tag? Is this food list a child of any other tag? No, right? This is topmost. The topmost tag, guys. Okay. This tag is known as root tag. Okay. What is this tag known as? Root element. Root tag or root element, which contain all other tags in the XML file. Okay. Here in this example, food list is the root element or root tag. Fine. So this is one terminology you have to remember, guys. Root element or root tag, which contains all the other child tags in the XML. Fine. That can be called as root. Whenever we refer to that root element or root tag, you have to understand that the complete XML file, what is the tag which under which all the other tags are available. Okay. What is a tag in this XML file where all the other tags are available? That tag is known as the root tag. Okay. Topmost tag. Second, there's something like XML prologue. Okay, there is something known as XML prologue, which got automatically added, guys. You don't have to remember this, but it gets automatically added when you create an XML file in a Eclipse IDE. Otherwise, you have to manually type this one. Okay, in Eclipse IDE editor, Eclipse IDE is very smart that it automatically added this line. Okay, when you created this file like this, right click, new, other. Here, expand the XML folder and select the XML file and give some name. Say demo.xml. I'll create a sample XML file. Say demo.xml and click on finish. When you created this demo.xml file, you see this line is automatically coming. The first line is automatically coming. It's a prologue. Is this compulsory? If I remove this, what will happen? Nothing will happen, guys. It's optional. Okay. This prologue, this is called as XML prologue, guys. This is optional. It's not compulsory to have XML prologue. The first line in XML, it's like a declaration, you can say. Okay, declaration kind of line, which will describe about this which will describe that this is an XML file having the XML version as 1.0 and it uses some encoding like UTF-8 kind of thing. Okay, it's a description. Okay, declaration kind of line. Okay, which is called as XML prologue, guys. In terminology wise, it's called as XML prologue. It's an optional, guys. It's not compulsory. You have to write this line. You see here, even though I have not provided the prologue, okay, the first line is not a prologue here, right? Even though it's still working, guys, this is an XML file, okay? Or you can write also. Since it is optional, it's better. It's a good practice to provide this line, guys. Okay, anyhow, okay, even though it's optional, not compulsory, it's a good practice to provide this declaration, XML declaration statement, which is nothing but XML prologue, the XML files. Okay, fine. So what does this prologue contain? This prologue contains the version of the XML. Okay, this is a version number of the XML, the type of XML content I'm typing, right? That is from version 1.0. And second thing is encoding is, okay? That means if you specify this encoding, that means we are specifying that in this XML file, we are using some international characters, okay? Different international characters we are using here. That we are specifying that, okay? Encoding means the kind of characters we are using. Apart from the alphabets, we are using a lot of symbols like less than, question mark here, double quotes. Some international characters are being used in this XML file. That's why to mention that we have to say encoding is equal to UTF-8. Okay, this encoding allows you to mention that you are using simply. It will not allow. It will just simply mention that we are using some international characters. Okay, it's a small declaration, guys. Okay, declaration that this particular file is XML file which is having the version 1.0 and it's using some international characters. Like that we are declaring, nothing much. This is optional again. Okay, this particular statement is again optional. It's not compulsory. Okay, so guys, let's say here we don't in Eclipse IDE is very smart. The moment you create the XML file in the way I showed you, it's automatically adding this prologue. But what if you are using Notepad and you don't remember this part? You don't remember this line. Is it really required you to remember or memorize this line? No, right? There's some way. For example, here this particular XML content doesn't have any prologue. I'm copy pasting this. I'm copying this, and what I will do is I have some tools, guys. Okay, so there's another online resource available here which will format the XML for me. Just click on this. Just click on that, and here copy paste the XML you created. Okay, as it is. It doesn't have any prologue, but here you have something like format XML, right? Just click on the format XML. The moment you click on the format XML, you see formatted XML file is coming here along with the prologue. The prologue is getting added here automatically. Okay, now you can copy paste from here. Okay, copy paste from here and just go back to the XML file and paste it here. That's it. You got a proper formatted XML file. So don't worry, guys. I'm going to share all these notes with you. Okay, so in the description of this video, you'll find the notes. In the notes, I have provided all these free resources available. Okay, which you can use for formatting the XML and all those stuff. Okay, representing the XML, formatting the XML, correcting the mistakes, etc., etc. Fine. These free links are provided in the notes. Okay, these notes will be provided in the description. Okay, as a link in the this particular notes link will be provided in the description of this video. You can check there. Now next one is the closing tags, guys. Okay, so as you already know, guys, by this time you already know that if you create a starting tag in XML, it should end with a closing tag. It's compulsory. If you remove, you are going to get errors like this. Okay, you see already the errors are coming. So to overcome these problems, again we have to close this, guys. Okay, for closing you have to say /. This is the closing tag. Now you see the error is gone. Okay, all the tags in XML should be closed. It's mandatory. Okay, all the tags in XML should have closing tags, except prolog, guys. Okay, you see prolog doesn't have any closing tag. If you go back here to the XML, you see the prolog doesn't have any closing tag. It's only starting tag for prolog, but and closing tag is not there, so you can ignore the prolog. But all the other tags in the XML file should have the closing tag. Okay, fine. Next one, attributes, guys. So for now, till now, did we create any attributes here? Any of these tags have any attributes? No. So we'll do one thing, guys. Okay, we'll do one thing. So here, pizza, I'll say type is equal to which type of food? Italian. Italian. What about the pasta, guys? Is pasta also Italian? Let's assume that pasta is also Italian. Type is Italian. I will type. And here burger. Let's say burger is American. Let's say American. Noodles, Chinese. Noodles are from Chinese. Okay, Chinese kind of food item. Chinese. Sandwich. Sandwich. Let's say American. So different food items have different type of food items, guys. Okay. So here to specify which type of food item it is. Okay. Here we are not describing the food item, but here we are specifying the type of the food item. Such kind of things can be provided in the form of attributes, guys. Okay. So type attribute. Okay. Type here is an attribute, and this is the value of the attribute. Okay. This is the name of the attribute for the food item, and this is the so food. Simply, guys, coming out of the context here and going to the XML way of describing. This is a starting tag. This is the ending tag. This is a starting tag. This is the ending tag. This is starting tag and ending tag. The content of the tags, but this one is an attribute. Okay. In one of the starting tag, we have given the attribute as type Italian. Okay. Type Italian is attribute. So attribute values should be surrounded with either double quotes or single quotes, guys. Either you can provide single quotes also, it's fine. Okay, it's not compulsory that you have to provide double quotes only. You can even provide single quotes. Okay, single quotes also works. Single quotes also fine, double quotes also fine, guys. Both will work. Okay, in XML. Attribute values should be surrounded by single quotes or double quotes. Okay. Now you understood, right? These are nothing but the attribute, guys. This is an attribute along with the value. This is an attribute along with the value. This can be provided in the star tags. Attributes are generally provided along with the values in the star tags. Now next thing, guys. Nesting of the tags in XML should be done properly, guys. So this nesting, you see under the food list, we have nested the food items. Under the food items, we have nested the name and cost. We have to properly nest it, guys. Okay. If you feel any problem in nesting and all, okay, just copy here. So in Eclipse ID, you will not see any problem, but you just go here and copy paste. Copy paste. If you have any formatting problem, just copy paste in this kind of online resources and say format XML. You will get the proper formatted XML here. Copy paste. Copy this formatted XML and paste it back in your document. Any problem? Something is not copied properly. I didn't copy completely, guys. That's the problem. You see, Eclipse is also very smart. Now it's good, right? Now right click, validate. Okay. Errors are gone. Save. Okay. Done. So I have formatted it very well. You see, this is how the XML should look like. Okay. The proper formatted XML. Okay. Nesting of the tags in XML should be done very good, and also the spaces, guys. Okay. The spaces alignments and all those things should be very good. Okay. So because you see, this is a parent, and under that we have this child. Under that we have these grandchildren. Okay. For food list, these are the grandchildren. You see, there is some tab spaces we are creating here. Okay. Here one tab space. The grandchildren are having the two tab spaces. All this comes into formatting, guys. If you feel that you have not formatted well, just copy paste to this kind of tools, and click on format. You will get the proper format. Okay. Done. Nesting should be done properly with proper format. Comments, guys. You can also write comments in XML. For example, here I can write comment here. Anywhere in the XML file, I can write the comment. This is how the comment syntax looks like. It starts with less than, exclamatory mark, hyphen, hyphen, ends with hyphen, hyphen, greater than symbol. Here I'll provide the comments. The below is the list of food items in our hotel. Okay, in our hotel. The below is the list of. This is a comment, guys. This comment means what, guys? This is only description purpose. It's not part of the XML. Okay. You see, this is just for description, guys. Okay, this is a description. It's not an XML. just for understanding the XML, we are writing this. Okay, when you execute this XML file or something, this will not work out. Okay, this will not be considered as an XML, guys. Okay, all the other things will be considered as XML, but except this line, this is just for the explanation purpose, for reading purpose only. Okay, it will not be used at any other requirement. There is no other requirement for this comment. This is a dummy text which cannot be considered as an XML. Can only be used for describing the XML file. Okay, those are comments. Now there is something known as XML entity references, guys. Last item that I'm going to explain as part of the XML basics here. So what are these XML entity references? Okay, so just Google search, guys. You'll get all the XML entity references. I'll tell you with an example after you get this reference. For example, you got this XML entity reference. Just click on that. You got a table here, guys. For example, greater than symbol, less than symbol are considered as tags here, right? For example, here pizza. If I give less than, what's happening, guys? I want to represent. Otherwise, here I want to say this pizza is going to be less than $10. I have to represent like this. Okay. So this less than is not being accepted because this symbol is used in XML in the form of tags. Marks are tags, right? These are this less than symbol is used in XML as tags. But if you really want to use this less than symbol in this data, you cannot use it here. The problem is it's conflicting with this tags case. Okay. The problem is that. So instead of mentioning like this, guys, you have to mention with a proper entity reference. Okay, this less than symbol has entity reference like this. Okay, copy this and paste, use this like this. Okay, in XML, if you have to represent the less than symbol apart from the marks or tags, you have to use like this, guys. Okay, or you can even represent this format and this format also, entity reference or numerical format or hexadecimal, whatever you want, you just represent. Don't provide less than here, instead provide the this kind of references like entity reference, numerical reference, or hexadecimal reference for that less than symbol. Okay, but don't use less than. This will represent less than. Okay, less than. That is called as entity reference, guys. So guys, this is all about the XML basics that I wanted to cover in this session. That is a part one of the XML tutorial. I know this session was lengthy, but it will give you all the basics, guys. Okay, starting from creation of the XML file and different tools, different online free resources, and the different terminologies of the XML, all the XML basics. Okay, all the things that we have to know about XML are covered in this session. In the next session, we'll go to some advanced topic of XML, guys. As we are done with the basics, let's move on to the advanced topics of XML in the coming sessions. So that's it, guys. See you in the next video session. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 2 of XML tutorial. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate about XML namespaces. So let's get started. In the previous session, I have explained all the basics of XML in a detailed manner. Now let me take you through the advanced concepts of XML, and one of the advanced concepts is namespaces. Let me explain these namespaces for you in a detailed, from scratch and easy manner in this session. To get started, we have to know what are prefixes. Okay, what are prefixes and how to use the prefixes in XML, and what is the purpose of using the prefixes in XML, we have to understand first before moving to the namespaces. Okay, so let me explain. So let me explain this prefixes in a practical manner. For that, I'll open this Eclipse IDE, and here already a Java project got created. On the right, on the SRC folder, I'll right click and select new and select other, guys. And here I'll type for something known as XML. So I'll get this XML file, select this under the XML folder, click on next. Here, give some name for this XML file, say demo. Click on finish. An XML file will be created like this. Here in this XML file, let's create some sample XML content. Let's say name list. Okay, name list. Starting name list, ending name list. And in between the name list, I'll say names, a set of names I want to give, guys. Okay, so here I'll give first name as Ankit. I'll give some random names, guys. Okay, Ankit, Praveen, name Kishore. Okay, Kishore. Like this, three names I gave. Similarly, I have other set of names also. Okay, one set of names is fine, guys, but in the same XML, I have other set of names like this. name, okay, Dinesh, name, Santosh, and other name, Prakash. Like this, some other names are there. Now guys, here we have two sets of name. This is the problem guys, okay. If you have names only inside this name tags, that will be enough, right? Again, another set of names are there. This will result in a conflict guys, okay. Which names list have to follow? This names list in the XML file or this names list? There is a conflict here guys, okay. There is a conflict. How to resolve the conflict? We have to make this names unique guys, okay. This should be different from this one, but here this looks like a duplicate of this one. Here is a name conflict. How to overcome the name conflict? Let's assume that these names are employee names and these names are student names who are studying in some college. These are employee names who are working at some company, okay, like that. So we have to make this names categories unique. How to make that? Using prefix, okay. Using prefix we have to do that. For example, since this particular names belong to the employees who are working in a company, I'll give a short form prefix like E colon, okay. E colon I'll give. Since I have given the E colon here, copy paste for all the child tags, okay. Copy paste for all the child tags and including the closing tag. So like this you have to copy paste guys, okay, like this, okay. Now you see these are unique, okay. These names are different, these names are different because these belong to employee names. What about these names? These are student names. I'll give another prefix like S colon, okay. Copy this in the closing tag and in all the child tags like this. Now there is no conflict guys, okay. Now there is no conflict guys, but there is a problem. The problem is it looks like these are unique, right? These employee names are unique and this student names are unique, okay. These are student names, these are employee names. They are now properly categorized and made unique, okay. Even though the names is common, but here employee names, here student names, both are different. Fine, good. Now save this XML file, right click here, select properties and go to the location where this is the location in my computer where this demo.xml file is available. Just go to the location where that XML file is available. Right click on the XML file and select open with any browser, say Google Chrome browser, okay. You see immediately got an error guys. The page, this particular page contains the following error, okay. Error on line 5 at column 10, namespace prefix E on names list is not defined. That means to resolve the conflicts, to resolve the name conflicts, okay. Initially there was no prefix mentioned, right? Because of that there was a name conflict in the XML file because same category of names set was there, okay. Duplicate set of names were there, right? That was a name conflict. To resolve that we have added the prefix, but the problem here is when you add the prefix, okay, when you add the prefix it's mandatory to provide namespace, okay. When you in XML if you add some prefix guys, then you have to associate that particular prefix with some namespace. Namespaces are mandatory guys. Only prefix will not work out in XML. Along with prefix we have to add namespaces. Now let's get to this namespaces, okay. So what exactly are these namespaces, okay. When you add prefixes you have to add the namespaces. How to add the namespaces? The syntax for the namespaces will be like this. You will have this XMLNS attribute colon and the name of the prefix, okay, is equal to some URI. I'll explain all these things guys, okay. Let me first show you practically how to add this attribute to resolve this problem, to resolve this particular error. How to solve this problem? Open the Eclipse IDE where the XML original file is there. Here guys, here the place where you started providing this prefix, you will add an attribute known as XLMNS, okay. Say colon, what is the prefix name? E, right? E is equal to, here you have to provide the URL where the information about this Ankit, Praveen, Kishore employees is available. Let's say this Ankit, Praveen, Kishore work in a company, say QA Tech company. Okay, I'll give the website of the company where this 3 employees work. www.qatech.com/employees. Let's say there is a page on this website. Assuming that there is a page, employees web page on qatech.com where the information about Ankit, Praveen, Kishore is available. Such kind of URL we have to provide here to this as a attribute value to this attribute name, that is XMNS, along with the prefix. So this is fine. There is one more prefix here. For this prefix also we have to provide the attribute, guys. XLMNS colon, the prefix is equal to S is equal to, in double quotes you have to say, you have to give the web page URL where the information about this Dinesh, Santosh, Prakash is available. Let's say these three students are working in a college like TRC college. Okay, they have a website www.trccollege. Okay, trccollege.com/students page. Okay, at this page this information is available, let's assume. Okay, that URL you have to provide here, guys. Okay, now let's save this, guys. Earlier, without adding this namespaces, this is nothing but a namespace, guys. Okay, you have to specify the namespace to be for supporting the prefixes here. Okay, for supporting the prefixes we have to add the namespaces like this. Now if you save this and right click properties, go to the place where this XML file is created, right click on the XML file, open with any browser, say Google Chrome browser. You see this time you are getting some error. Okay, there is a problem, guys. I just made a mistake. There is a XMLNS. Okay, it's not XL, it's XMLNS, I guess. Let's save this and let's open it again, guys. Let's close this and open this file again. XMLNS. Okay, properties, go to the location. Attribute name need to be properly given, guys, otherwise you'll get the errors. Google Chrome. You see this time the error is gone. Earlier we got this error, guys. Now the error is not coming because we have provided the namespace. Okay, associated with this particular prefix, we have to provide the namespace, proper namespace. So guys, coming back, is there any problem if I provide some wrong URL here? If I provide this some XYZ URL, will it work? It will still work, guys. Okay, the purpose of this URI is to make this particular namespace or prefix to become unique, guys. Okay, the URI purpose is to make the things unique. That's the only reason we are providing the URI, guys. Okay, so the purpose of giving the URI is to make the namespace look unique. That's the only reason we are giving the URI. Whatever the URL you are giving, it doesn't matter, guys. Okay, it's just for the information sake. It will make the namespace look unique. This namespace has a different URI. This namespace has a different URI. So it will make the namespace unique. That's the only purpose, nothing much. Okay, nothing much. It will not import any settings from that URL, and that is not there. Okay, that's not something that will happen. Okay, when you provide the URI, it will not retrieve any information for that. Just it will make the things unique, guys. Okay, if you provide a different URL here, the namespace will become unique. That's the only reason we have to provide the namespace here. And in real time, how do we provide this kind of URLs? For example, on this application, guys, there is a table here. On this application URL, somewhere here there is a table. If I have to represent or create an XML file and represent all this data in the XML file, how to do that? So I'll say right click, new, other. I'll search for XML and select the XML file and select next. And I'll give some name. Let's say the website name is Omaya, right? I'll give omaya.xml, click on finish. XML file will be created. Here, I will say here, there are a lot of records here, guys. So I'll say records here, records, okay? Some records. And under that first record. So we have first record has the name as, what is the name? Kishore is the name. Then three records are there. Okay, in every record, three details are there: name, age, and place. Okay, the second one is age, guys, and third one is place. Okay, here Kishore age is 22 and he's from Delhi. Okay, let's say. So this is place, guys. Okay, just give the same closing tag. Now this is fine. Now copy paste this, guys. Copy paste this, and another record. Second record has Manish 25 Pune. Manish 25 Pune. And the third record is Praveen 29 Bangalore. Praveen 29 Bangalore. Okay, next one Deepthi 31 Mumbai. Okay, Deepthi 31 Mumbai. Now if I have to provide some prefix or some details about this records, okay, here somewhere here I'll specify, somewhere here I'll specify uh, let's say some prefix I will provide, guys. Let's say these are like R colon, okay, records, R for records. Let's say I'll say XMLNS colon R is equal to, what is the URI we have to provide here, where these details are available. Kishore 22 Delhi, Manish 25 Pune, Praveen 29 Bangalore, they are available on this web page. So give this URI, okay, give this URI here, guys. Okay, XMLNS colon R is equal to URI you have to give. And now this R prefix have to be copied everywhere, guys. Okay, just copy everywhere. All the child text should have this R prefix. Okay, so what else here? When you provide all the prefixes, the errors will go away, guys. Okay, just keep on providing the prefix. This is a practical way of working with the prefixes and namespaces in XML. Okay, even though it takes time, I'm showing you because you have to understand what is the real requirement where we have to use prefixes. And when you provide the prefixes, you have to support that with a namespace, which namespace is something that will make the things unique, guys. Okay, without namespace, it's still not unique. And when you open the XML file in the browser, you will get errors. Okay, and here records also are. Okay, done, guys. We are done. Now save this. Right click on this XML file, properties, go to this location where the XML file is saved. Right click on this and say open with Google Chrome. You'll get all the details. You see, now it's properly displayed. This is the proper way of displaying the XML in the browser, guys. Okay, if not, you will get an error here. Okay, if it's not proper, you'll get an error. If it's not properly formatted or something, right, you'll get an error here. Okay, fine. So the next one, the next thing is, now we understood what exactly are the namespaces, and when you create prefixes in XML to solve the name conflicts, then to support the prefixes, we have to add the namespaces, which are mandatory. Okay, if you have prefixes, we should have namespaces also. And in namespaces, we have to provide URI for this XM LNS attribute, so that this URI is the something that will make the namespace look unique. Okay, it will not derive any settings from the URI, but because of you providing this URI, okay, because of you providing this URI, this namespace becomes unique. In this case, guys, in this real-time example, whatever I have taken just now, for this omaya.blogspot.com, all these details were there on this web page. Okay, in real time the same thing will happen, guys. Okay, we generally don't provide some abcd or xyz.com URLs there. Okay, instead we provide real URLs which have the real information about the data that you are representing in the XML file. Okay, so this URI should contain some information, guys. In real time, this is what happens when people create XML files. They will give the URI as some kind of web page URL which has the information about the data that you are representing in the XML file. Okay, so that is being followed in the real time. And for namespaces, we have to use XM LNS attribute, guys. Okay, the way I showed you just now. And guys, here if you clearly see the previous example, that is demo.xml file, here two names categories were there, right? Names tags, two sets are there. Okay, so we provided the prefix and we added the namespace to make this particular prefix look unique. Also, this unique URI which will make this namespace look unique. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. But here, guys, the namespaces were provided at the prefix level. Okay, prefix level we provided the namespace. Instead of that, you can provide the prefixes at the root level. What is the root tag? Name list is the root tag. Okay, instead of providing at the prefix tag level, you can provide the namespaces also at the root level. Okay, if you don't want the namespaces to be displayed uh, in the kind of XML content, you can just provide them in the beginning itself in the root tag. This is also fine. Okay, this if I save this and right click, go to properties, go to the place where the XML file is there. If I still open this in the browser, you will not get any error. Okay, still it will work, as you see, this is still working. Either you can provide in the tag level where the prefixes were mentioned, or you can provide them in the root tag of the XML. Okay, both will be working fine. Both will be working fine. Next thing guys, the last topic for today regarding the namespaces. Okay, the last topic here is regarding the default namespace. Okay, the last topic is regarding the default namespace. What does it mean? Here guys, in default namespace, you don't even have to provide the prefix. Okay, here don't provide the prefix guys, remove the prefixes. Okay, from everywhere remove the prefix. For default namespace, you don't have to provide any prefix. Remove all the prefixes from everywhere, including this attribute also. Remove this and provide this namespace at the tag level like this. Okay, that's it. So this is the parent tag of all these name tags, right? So starting from here to here, the namespaces are properly applied, and all these names are unique now. Okay, this name set is already unique guys. You don't have to provide for default namespaces. If you provide default namespace like this, all the tag and child tags are covered by this uniqueness of the namespace. You don't have to specially mention any prefix here. Similarly, this one also guys, remove all the prefixes here. You don't need any prefix. Simply remove the prefixes here from here. And in the names, provide this. Here also remove the prefix guys. Prefix is no more required, but you have to provide this namespace at the tag level. Okay, for this tag and child tags, this namespace will be applied and it will make this particular category unique. This is made unique by this namespace. This section is made a different section or made unique by this particular namespace. You don't need any prefix anymore. Okay, with the default namespaces, you don't have to specify any prefix anymore. That's all about the default namespace guys. Despite of removing the prefixes and adding this default namespaces, if I save this and again go to the location where this file is saved and right click on the file, XML file, and open that in browser, still it will work. As you see, you will not get any error. This proves that default namespaces also will work without prefixes. Okay, so this is all about the namespaces guys. Okay, this is all about namespaces that you have to know. This much is enough. You don't have to dig more than this. So that's all for this session guys. See you in the next video session with some other advanced topic of XML. So thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 3 of XML tutorial. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate how to use DOM with XML. So let's get started. First of all, what is DOM? DOM stands for Document Object Model. DOM stands for Document Object Model. Using DOM, we can represent the files like HTML and XML into an object-oriented tree structure, which looks something like this. Okay, we can represent the XML and HTML files like this object-oriented tree structure. For example, here we have a sample XML file. The root XML tag we have is food list. And if you compare this XML file with this DOM tree structure, you see on the top we have the food list. Under the food list, we have multiple food items. 1, 2, 3, 4 food items. Okay, just go back here. Here under the food list, we have first food item, second food item, third food item, and fourth food item. Okay, now we can understand the diagram, right? DOM representation of the XML file here. And each and every food item is having an attribute and value, right? If you go back here, you see this food item is having an attribute known as type with some value like Italian. Okay, here is also type Italian, here type Chinese, type American. Okay, so those can be represented here: type Italian, type Chinese, type American. Okay, 4 food items. Under this food items, we have name and cost. Under this food, each and every food item, we have name and cost. Under this name, we have the name as pizza, cost as $10. Okay, for this food item, name is pasta and cost is $5. For this food item, name is noodles and cost is $6. Here, name is burger and cost is $8. If you see this diagram, okay, food list, 4 food items with the attributes like type Italian, type Chinese, American, and all. And each and every food item has name and cost. The name is pizza, cost is $10. Okay. You see, each and everything is an object representation here. Okay, we are representing the XML in DOM format. So here food item, name cost, name is pasta, cost is $5. Name is noodles, cost is $6. Okay, the last food item, name burger, cost $8. Okay, fine guys. So this is how a object oriented tree structure will look like for a particular XML document. Okay, for an XML document. Fine. Now, who will use this DOM? Who will use this DOM? DOM will be used by some programming languages like JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript with the help of DOM interacts or accesses and modifies the elements. Okay, JavaScript uses this DOM to access and modify the elements in the XML or HTML file. So how this can be possible? How JavaScript can use DOM and access or modify the elements of an XML or HTML? Let me demonstrate with an XML file, guys. Okay, let me demonstrate some code. For that, guys, I'll open this Visual Studio Code IDE. Okay, I'll open this Visual Studio Code IDE, and here I'll create a sample HTML file. Say demo dot practical demonstration I'm doing, guys. How JavaScript can use DOM and access and modify the elements of an XML file. I'm going to demonstrate practically here. So I'll create a HTML, guys, starting of the HTML and ending of the HTML. And here we'll have both inside the HTML, we have the head and child tags, head tag. And here is a, you should have some basics of HTML and JavaScript, guys, to understand this. Okay. So which I have covered in other video sessions. Okay. In this series, I'm focusing only on XML, but if you have to learn something about HTML from scratch, or if you want to learn JavaScript from scratch, then you have to refer other videos, guys. Okay. Now here, fine. So body and head I'm creating. I will not touch the body, guys. I will not touch the body. So I'll only touch the head section here. I'll put a title for this HTML. Let's say some title. Say XML DOM. Okay, XML DOM is the title. Let's say. And here under this, to write the JavaScript code in HTML, we have to provide script tags. In between the script tags, I have to write the JavaScript code. Okay. So I'll start writing the JavaScript code here. This JavaScript is code is going to use DOM as a means to access and modify the elements of an XML. Okay. Fine. So here I'll create a variable first. I'll say XML text. Okay. XML content or XML text is equal to. I'll provide this double quotes here. And here I'll go to this okay, sample XML file. I can take this entire file, guys, but it will be very complex. Okay, for my demonstration, I can take this entire XML content, but it is very lengthy, so I'll not take this for a while. I'll only take this section. Okay, let's say this portion I am taking from XML. Okay, this is also an XML, right? From here to here I am taking. I'll copy this and go here and paste. Okay, so only this portion I am taking. So I'll just move everything into a single line, only that section or portion I'm doing that. What else we have here also? Just done. Okay. So here you see you are using for attribute value you are using double quotes. Here it's starting with double quotes. Better convert to single quotes, guys. Okay. You can either put double quotes or single quotes for attribute values. In this case, you can put single quotes. Okay, to avoid the confusion. And here it's stopping here. Okay. The content is starting here and ending here. This is the entire XML content. Okay. Or if you want to use this particular thing in multiple lines, you can use like this also, guys. You just provide double quotes here. Okay. Sorry. 1 minute. Just move it to the new line and just put a plus icon here. Okay. Like this also is possible, guys. Okay. You can move this. Say double quote. Okay. Now uh, let it look like a real XML file. Okay. So finally plus icon. Okay. Like this also you can represent in your file. Then here plus double quote. Okay. I think this is enough. I'll just move this to a bit left side so that you see food item to food item, and in between we have name and cost. Now it looks like a sample portion of XML, right? That's fine. Okay. Either you can represent in a single line or this multiple lines using this plus concatenation icon. Fine. Now guys, what's the next step? We have the XML content ready, and we want the JavaScript to, okay, we want the JavaScript to I mean access the elements of this XML with the help of DOM. Okay. But how can the JavaScript can Okay, how can the JavaScript can access or modify these elements of this XML file with the help of DOM? For that, we need some parser known as DOM parser, guys. Okay, so I'll create an object for the DOM parser here in JavaScript, DOM parser like this. Okay, so let me type again, guys, just to see whether I am making any mistakes. DOM, new DOM parser. Okay, this is the one, first one. Okay, I'm just creating an object for the DOM parser here like this, and I'll assign it to let parser. Okay, object reference parser. Now I'll say parser dot. I have to parse this XML file and convert that into a DOM structure. Okay. Okay. So using this parser, I have to convert this XML into a DOM. So I have to say parser dot parse from string. Okay. Automatically you are getting this function in the Visual Studio Code IDE. Parse from string like this. Okay. Which string? This particular string I have to parse from. Okay. I have to convert this XML string type to DOM type. So first here I'll say XML text. Whatever I have to parse, that is XML text, that is there in the XML text, comma. How do I have to parse? I have to parse in, what is this content all about? This content is all about XML. Okay. I'm parsing the XML. So I'm providing the text slash XML here. And the result of this is let XML DOM. Okay. You will get XML DOM here. Okay. Now using this, XML DOM doc or whatever it is, or you can say XML doc also. Okay, it's an XML doc, let's say. Now I can write, guys. Okay, what I can write using JavaScript. Now I can access. Okay, once you get this XML doc, which is a representation of DOM representation of this particular XML text. Now using that, we will say XML doc dot get elements by tag name. Okay, get elements by tag name. Which element you want? You see here, a lot of elements are there. Food item, name, cost, food item are there, right? They have the tag names. I want to find out this food item. So here I'll say food item. Okay, food item. And I have to, because here elements is there. So you have to put 0 here because it's not a singular, right? Either 0, 1 you have to provide. Okay, let's say food item. The first one is anyhow 0. So I'll say the square brackets I'll provide 0, guys. This will represent the first food item. Okay, here only one food item is there, so we can go with this model. Now dot node name. I'll say node name. What is the name of the node here? What is the name of this tag here? What is the name of this particular node here? That is food item. So the food item will be returned here. Okay, I'll just store that into some, okay, some name or something. Okay, some value or something. I'll just say, okay, whatever it is. And here, this particular thing I want to display on the web page. I want to display this particular whatever this resultant of this DOM expressions, right? For XML, I want to display the value on the web pages. For that, guys, we have to write like this: document dot write. Okay, this will be because this is a HTML file, right? On the web page, if you say document dot write, it will be displayed on the web page. This value I want to print. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'll just copy this and paste it here, guys. Okay, that's it. Document dot write. Now, if I say right click, open with live server, you see food item is coming here on the web page, right? Food item is coming on the web page. Now go back. Instead of saying node name, I'll say dot child nodes. Okay, child nodes. If I say child nodes, this food item has name and cost as the, okay, this food item has name and cost as the child nodes. So if I have to refer the first child node, I have to give here child nodes of 0. This will take the first one. Okay, that is name. So I want to get this tag name, node name. So for that, again the same command, that is node name I have to use. Node name I have to use, put a semicolon here. So the node name will be returned for this child node, that is okay, name, and will be saved here. And when you print it on the web page, again if I say open with live server, you see this time name got printed. Name got displayed on the web page. Okay, that's the output. That means you are able to access the, okay, using the JavaScript using this DOM to access the elements. Okay, access and modify the elements of this XML here. Okay, fine. Next one, guys. Next one. I'll just move it like this so that you can see complete. Now what I'm going to do is here I'll remove this part. Now I want to get this pizza printed. Okay, pizza retrieved from the DOM. Okay, JavaScript has used DOM to access the pizza from this XML. For that, what I have to do is dot. This is all DOM, guys. Whatever you are writing here is a DOM statements. Okay, in JavaScript. So dot child nodes of. So for this name, what is a child node? Pizza is a child node. If you see the diagram properly again, under the name we have the another child node. Okay, food item has a child node that is name. Name has a child node that is pizza. So from here again we have to go to the child node. Only one child node is there, that is pizza. Food item has two children node, that is name and cost, whereas name has only one child node that is pizza. So here the Visual Studio Code again I have to say this will give you name, guys. Okay, this part is up to name, but again I have to go to pizza. Pizza is a child of this name, so I have to say child nodes of 0 here. Now this time I have to say node value. Okay, not node name. This is a name, whereas this is value. Node value. Put a semicolon here. This time pizza will be assigned to value and pizza will be printed on the output of the web page. You see, pizza got printed. Done. Similarly, I want to get cost. If you want to get cost, guys, again go back here. Till here, just remove. So this will locate food item. And now you are saying child nodes of 0. 0 means name. Whereas if I say child node of 1, that will be nothing but cost. Now here I'll say at the end node name. Okay, I have to say node name. This will give you the cost, guys. Okay, now if I say cost will be printed on the web page. Okay, go back and here again I want to find the cost value. Okay, this value node I want. Okay, for that after the child node, for this cost node, this $10 is a child node, right? $10 is a child node. You see, for the cost node, $10 is a child node. So what I have to do here, I have to say dot child nodes of one dot node value. I have to say, okay, this time $10 will be assigned to value and value will be printed on the web page. You see, okay, nothing came here. There may be some problem in my code. Let's see. Okay, here 0, guys. Sorry, I gave 1. I just okay. Open with live server, you will get $10 here. Okay, like this you can access everything, guys. There is one more thing you can access, that is this attribute value you can access. Okay, you can get this attribute. How to get this attribute? The value of the attribute. For example, here Italian is there. I want to get that Italian. For that, guys, what is the tag that is having this Italian attribute value for this type food item, right? So this will locate the food item. We already know that. Till here, food item will be located. Now say dot get attribute. Okay, inside this circular brackets, you have to say what type of what is the attribute name for which you want to get the value. Type is the attribute name. Just type here. Okay, just give the attribute name, guys. You will get the value here. Now run this. You will get Italian retrieved. So you see here we are using JavaScript and JavaScript is taking the help of DOM to access the elements of this XML text, right? So guys, this is a practical demonstration. Okay, this is a practical demonstration that I wanted to do about XML DOM. Okay, so hope guys you understood what exactly is DOM and how DOM will be represented for XML and HTML documents in this object-oriented tree structure. And you understood the hierarchy, right? The root element, the child elements, and each and everything was a child element, right? And how to use JavaScript to access the elements of this XML using DOM. Everything got practically demonstrated in this session. So that's it, guys. This is all about XML DOM. See you in the next video session. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 4 of XML tutorial. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate how to use XPath with XML content. So let's get started. First of all, what is this XPath? XPath is a query language for traversing through XML document or XML content. What does it mean? For example, here we have a sample XML document or content. If you have to find this particular cost of this noodles food item, then we can use XPath for querying this XML content. Okay, for querying this XML content, we can use XPath and finally find this particular element inside this XPath. So for that, there are two types of XPath expressions. One is absolute XPath expression and second type is relative XPath expression. Absolute XPath expression means full path, guys. Okay. Let's say if you have to find this particular cost of these noodles, okay, this particular cost tags, if you want to find, then we can query this XML content using the XPath. So how? Using the absolute XPath expressions, we can query this one, guys. Okay. So for that, we have to start from the root tag. That is, we have to start from the food list. Under food list, we have this food item having the type as Chinese. Under that, we have the cost, right? We have to start from here, then come here, then go here. So here we have to give the full path. Now let me practically demonstrate how the absolute XPath expression look like. So for that, we have this web application which can help us in practicing the absolute XPath expressions on the XML. Okay. So let me go to this xpather.com and here clear this particular default text, guys. Okay. Clear this default text and also clear this default XPath expression here. Now there is nothing. Go back to the Eclipse IDE where I have this sample XML content. I'll copy this and paste it here. So before doing anything, guys, I'll click on the format so that if any formatting issues are there, they will be resolved here. Now the XML content looks good. Now the time has come for us to type the absolute XPath expressions. Absolute XPath expressions means full path we have to provide. Starting from the root tag, we have to start. Root tag is food list. Under that we have food item. Under that we have cost. So if I have to find this particular cost, let's say what I will do is I will say slash. Okay. Okay, forward slash. The moment I say forward slash, non-standard output, object XML, complete entire XML document is getting located, guys. Okay. Using this single forward slash, the entire XML content is getting located. Okay. The document itself is locating. XML document in which this particular XML content is there is getting located. Now, in the XML content or XML document, I want to first find this root tag. Okay. The name of the root tag is food list. Just type food list here. The moment I typed food list, you see elements found is equal to 1. This time document is not being found, but rather XML element is being found. And that XML element is 1 in count and the entire XML content is highlighted. Okay, the complete food list tag is getting highlighted. Now, so for this food list, guys, there are 4 food items. Okay, 4 children food items, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? If I have to go to the child tags, okay, if I have to go to the child tags of this food list, I have to again say forward slash and give the child tag. Okay, give the child tag, that is food item. Just give food item, guys. Now here see elements found are 4. Okay, these 4 food item tags are being located. Food item 1, food item 2, food item 3, food item 4. 4 food items are getting located this time. Now, what we can do here is, I would like to segregate the food items. For example, I want to go to this cost of this Chinese food item, that is noodles. Okay. But here, as you can see, there is a differentiator here. For all the food items, the type is different, guys. Okay. For you see, for the first 2 food items, pizza Italian type is there. Pasta is also Italian type. Noodles is Chinese type. Okay. So here I'll say, I'll put square brackets after the food item. Here, the attribute name, that is type, I'll mention as @type. Okay. @type is equal to what is the type of the food item? Noodles is Chinese. Okay. I'll say Chinese. You see, this time only one element is found, that also this particular highlighted yellow color one. Okay. Only one food item out of all the food items, because we have used this one. We have used attribute name. If you have to use the attribute name, guys, you have to provide, I mean, you have to uh, type the attribute name along with the symbol, because this is the syntax of the XPath, guys. Okay. The XPath has its own syntax. The forward slash, why you have to keep, and all these things belong to the XPath, guys. Okay. You have to blindly follow the syntax of the XPath. Okay. This is an XPath expression. From the parent element, if you have to go to the child element, you have to use forward slash. To start the absolute XPath expression also, you have to use the forward slash. Like that, this is the syntax of the XPath. Here, in order to provide the attribute name and value of this particular tag, I have to put the square brackets. That is the syntax, guys. Okay, syntax of the XPath expression. And also, before the attribute name, it's mandatory to provide the @. If I remove the @, you see no elements found is coming. Okay, it's not matching up. Okay, we have to provide @, and you have to provide the value inside the single quotes. Fine. Now, our main motto was to find the cost, right? Here we have to get the cost of this noodles. Okay, so I'll say, again, I will say, you see under the food item, we have name and cost child tags. We need the cost one, guys. Again, say forward slash and say cost, guys. Okay, you see the output, you got the $6. Okay, $6. Whatever we want to traverse and navigate and find out, that we were able to find out with the help of this absolute XPath expression. Hope guys you are able to understand what is the purpose of the XPath now. Okay, how to use XPath with XML and the purpose of using XPath with XML. Hope you are able to understand. XPath is a query language like this. It's a query. You are using this XPath expression to query this XML content to find the required element, right? Okay. So, and coming to the absolute XPath expression, you have to give the full path. Okay, that's the only thing, guys. You have to understand. There is one more thing, guys, that is relative XPath expression. Before going to the relative XPath expression, guys, what if, okay, what if I directly say food list slash cost? You see, no elements found. Okay, no elements found. That means you cannot directly jump from food list to cost here. The reason here is the absolute means you have to give the full path. After food list, what is the next child of the food list? Food item. Under the food item, we have the cost. So if you don't give the food item in between, okay, the absolute XPath expression doesn't work. Absolute means full path. You have to provide the full path. Here you are trying to shortcut path. Okay, directly you are trying to jump from food list to cost, which is not possible in absolute XPath expressions. Now let's move to the next type of XPath expression that can be used in real time. Okay, in real time we don't use absolute XPath expressions, guys. We use relative XPath expressions. Okay, whenever you are working in some projects, if you have to use XPath for XML using if you have to use XPath with XML, then instead of using the absolute XPath expressions, you have to use relative XPath expressions in real time. Absolute is only for learning, guys, but in real time practical nature and projects wise, you have to use relative XPath expression. But how does the relative XPath expression syntax look like? Relative XPath expressions will start with double forward slash, whereas absolute XPath expression was starting with single forward slash, whereas relative XPath is starting now with double forward slash. That's the first thing. And here you don't have to start from the root tag, guys. Okay, if you have to find this particular cast, guys, you don't have to start from the food list here. Okay, that's not required. I can directly jump to this particular food item which is having the type as Chinese and go to the cost. You see here, I'll simply say food item. Okay, all the four food items got located. I don't have to start from the food list here. You see, I'm not starting. In absolute, I have to say forward slash food list, food item. Then I have to go to the cost. But here in relative means shortcut path, guys. We can directly jump onto the required element. So double forward slash, directly food item we are jumping and slash. Okay, and here I'll say okay, food item. I'll say square bracket. Inside that I will say at the rate type is equal to Chinese. Chinese. I have to say slash cost. You see, still I'm able to find. This is the relative XPath expression. Okay. Now I can do one more thing, guys. Okay, I can do one more thing with relative XPath expressions. I'll directly go to the cost, guys. Double slash cost. You see, all the cost tags are getting located. You see, double slash cost. I will say cost. This cost. This cost. This cost. This cost. Four costs are being, all the costs which are available in this XML content are getting located, but I want the cost whose value is $6. So for that, I will say the square brackets, I'll use something known as contains. Okay, I'll use something like contains function. Here I'll say text function, comma. What is the text I have to match? I have to match with $6, let's say. I'll simply say $6. Okay, you see, $6, only the $6 cost element got located, right? Using this relative XPath expression. This is how, guys, the relative XPath expressions will look like. We can also use, okay, we can also use the XPath with HTML. Why? XPath is originally designed for XML, guys. Okay, XPath is originally designed as a query language for traversing through the XML documents or XML content. But we can also use XPath with HTML also, because the structure of the HTML is similar to the structure of XML, right? If you see, if you compare this XML, guys, this XML, right? If I go to one of the web page, let's say if I go to one of the web page like this, this basic web page, if I go and right click, if I check the source code, HTML source code of this web page, like this, you see the structure of the HTML code of this particular page, right? This is the structure of the HTML code. It is also looking like XML only, right? It is also having some markup tags, marks. That is, tags are there. Starting tag, ending tag, starting tag, ending tag. Okay, this looks like XML only. That's the reason, guys. Okay, even though the XPath is originally designed for traversing through the XML documents or XML content, even since the HTML looks similar to the XML, or the structure of the HTML looks similar to XML, we can also use these absolute XPath expressions and relative XPath expressions with HTML also. Okay, in one of the other videos, I have explained how to use XPath with HTML in a detailed manner, guys. Okay, I'm not covering XPath for XML in a detailed manner in this session. Only I'm giving some few examples in this session, guys. If you want to learn XPath in a detailed manner, like complete absolute XPath expressions, if you want to learn, and complete possibilities of the relative XPath expressions, how to create and all, if you want to learn, okay, I've created another video session where I have explained XPath in a detailed manner with this HTML, guys. Okay, so just refer to that other video I have created, guys. For now, let's understand how to use XPath with XML in this session, okay? Which I have already demonstrated how to create absolute XPath expressions, how to create relative XPath expressions for querying the XML content and finding the required elements. So that's all about this session, guys. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 5 of XML tutorial. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate how to use XSL and XSLT with XML. So let's get started. First of all, what is this XSL? XSL is a styling language for XML. Like CSS is a styling language for HTML, like CSS is a styling language for HTML. Similarly, XSL is a styling language for XML. Now, what is XSLT then? Inside this XSL, we have to create some elements known as XSLT elements. Okay. Inside the XSL file, we have to create some elements like XSLT elements. These XSLT elements will convert the XML content. Okay. Will convert the XML docs to other formats like HTML docs. Okay. We can convert XML to HTML docs and so on. And these XSLT tags will use XPath, guys, okay, to locate the elements in the XML file and thereafter converting them to other formats like HTML formats, etc. Okay, XSLT uses XPath. Now, let me practically demonstrate how all these things are possible. Okay, how XSL is possible and how the XSLT elements have to be created inside the XSL and how the XSLT elements uses XPath, okay, for locating the elements in the XML, and then thereafter using the XSLT, how we are transforming them to other type of documents like HTML, etc. Okay, all those things, if I explain practically, guys, we'll understand all this stuff, guys. For now, this is a theoretical thing. And one thing, guys, before I proceed to the practical stuff, let me explain one thing, that you should have some basic knowledge of HTML, guys, okay, to understand whatever I am trying to explain in this session. You should have some basic knowledge of HTML, otherwise you will not understand. Okay, I have created a separate video on HTML, guys, a detailed video which is of 4 hours. Okay, you just have to refer to that video before coming here if you are new to HTML, guys. Okay, so fine. Anyhow, assuming that you guys know the basics of HTML, I'm trying to explain XSLT and XSL and XSLT in this section now. Okay, fine. So we need a sample XML document, guys. Okay, I have already created a sample XML document in one of the previous session of this series in the Eclipse IDE. I'll simply open the Eclipse IDE where I have the sample XML file already created, guys. Okay, let me show you the sample XML file. Let me launch it so that I can show you the sample XML file which is already created inside the Eclipse IDE. Eclipse IDE has launched. This was a project I created in one of the previous sessions of the same series, guys. And here we have created this hotel food list.xml XML content. Okay, let me open this XML content. Fine. You can see here, this is XML file content, guys. Okay, let me remove this line, guys. Okay, this was added later. So this is XML content, guys. Okay, you see it's a purely XML file. The first line and first line, as I explained in one of the previous sessions, is a prologue, XML prologue, and remaining is XML content. Okay, this one is there. Let's say fine. This is a sample XML file or XML content I am going to use to demonstrate XSL and XSLT. Okay, I'm going to make this particular XML stylish. So at this time, guys, okay, before I apply any XSL and all those stuff, styling for this XML, if I go to the location where this XML file is created, right click on this and select properties. This is the location at my in my machine where the XML file is available, guys. I'll go to the XML file, and this is XML file, guys. Right click on the XML file and say open with Google Chrome, guys. Okay, you see the XML file. This is XML content, guys. Okay, how the XML content is displayed by default in any browser, like if, for example, in Chrome browser or IE browser, if you open the default XML file, it will look something like this. Okay, here no styling is applied. Okay, all the details are displayed in the XML format itself, right? But I want to make this particular thing look stylish. Okay, so I want to display all this information in a table. Okay, our table should contain some headings and some data like that I want to show, but styling is not there, so it will be like this only. Okay, for now, let me close this. So that was a sample XML file, guys, and by default the XML content will look something like that. Okay, this kind of XML files, if you open in any browser, will look the way I just now showed you. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some styling. Okay, how to apply the styling to the XML, how to style the XML content? We have to create XSL. Okay, we have to use XSL. XSL is a styling language for XML. How to create this XSL? Simple, guys. Go back to this project and here right click, select new, select other, and here search for XSL, guys. Okay, just search for XSL, you'll get the XSL file. Just select that, click on next, and give some name, guys. Let's say I'll give the name as hotel. Okay, hotel. Hotel is fine, guys. Okay, hotel styling or whatever it is. So hotel.xsl I'm giving. Click on finish, guys. You see an XSL file got created here in the Eclipse IDE, right? So by default it is coming in Eclipse IDE, guys. Automatically Eclipse IDE is creating this line. This line is common as the XML line, right? XML with version 1.0 encoding UTF-8. The same line is coming in XSL file also. XML version 1.0 encoding UTF-8. After that, you will see some tags like XSL tags, right? You are getting the XSL colon style sheet. Okay, XSL colon style sheet you are getting, and in between that there is a comment, guys. I'll remove this comment, and in between this XSL style sheet you have the XSL template. Okay, inside this XSL style sheet we have XSL template. XSL template is starting here, XSL template is ending here, and this is coming by default, guys. Okay, if you use Eclipse IDE you will get this by default, otherwise you have to type manually, right? If you create the XSL file outside the Eclipse IDE, you have to type all these steps manually, guys. Okay, Eclipse IDE is making our job easy by adding this XSL style sheet tag, ending tag, and here XSL template tag is starting, child tag, and XSL template tag is closing here, and here match is there, guys. What is this match and what is provided inside this double quotes? There is one attribute for this XSL template, and here, guys, XSL template is nothing but the XSLT. Okay, this is nothing but XSLT, guys. Okay, inside the XSL file we will have XSLT element. This is one of the XSLT element. Okay, XSLT inside the XSL file we will have XSLT elements, and one of the XSLT element is XSL template. Okay, and it has an attribute known as match attribute. Inside the double quotes of this match attribute we have the XPath. This XPath, guys. Okay, slash means it is locating the entire XML content. Okay, so what if I let's keep it like this for now. Let's keep it slash for now, and inside this, guys. Okay, inside this what we have to do now is we have to create some HTML tags. Okay, HTML. I'm creating the XSL file, guys. Okay, this is for styling the XML in the form of HTML. Okay, I want to style this XML in the form of HTML and display on the web page. Okay, so HTML, and here I'll say body tags. I'll just create the body tags. Inside the body tags I'll just start heading 2. Okay, H2 tags, H1 or H2, whatever you want to give. I'll just display some information like heading, some heading like food items, list in the hotel. Okay, food items list in the hotel, like this. Some heading I want to display on the page. Okay. After that, I want to display all this XML. Okay. I would like to display all these food items. There are 4 food items, right? Food item 1, food item 2, food item 3, food item 4. Name and cost are there. All this I want to display in the form of a table. Okay. I'm converting the XML type into the styling by styling that XML into the HTML. Okay. Just understand that. Here I'm going to say, I'm going to say table. I'll give some border for the table, guys. Border is equal to 1. Okay. I'm giving the border of the table as 1. And this is the end of the table, guys. This is the end of the table. And in between the table, I'll create some rows, guys. Okay. TR table rows, and 2 table rows I'll create for now. And in the first table row, I'll create the headings. Okay. What are the headings we have here? Name and cost are the headings, right? Name is one heading, cost is another heading. Okay. Name is one heading, cost is another heading. So here I'll say table heading th name. Okay. Name of the food item. Table heading cost of the food item. Like this, I'll provide the HTML file. So fine. Next one, here in the second TR, I'll create table data, guys. Okay. Table data TD. That's why I said, guys, you should have the basic knowledge of HTML. Otherwise, you will not understand this. Another table data I'll create. So far so good, guys. Okay. So far so good. I gave 2 table data, but here what should be displayed? What should be displayed? Here, guys, I have to provide XSLT element. Okay. I have to provide the XSLT element. How to provide the XSLT element? I have to say XSL colon. Okay. So in the notes I have provided, guys. Okay. If you want to, if you don't remember that, you can take it from the notes. So you have to provide like this somewhere here, value of. Okay. The first XSLT element was here, guys. XSL colon template. Okay. XSL colon template with the match, which is having the XPath. This is the first one. Inside that, we are creating all this HTML content, and somewhere here between the TD tags, I have to create another, okay, another XSLT element which will retrieve the data from this, okay, which has to retrieve the name here. Okay, for example, here this particular TD should get the name, okay, of the food item, and the second XSLT element should get the cost of the food item, like that. Okay, XSL, the type I have to use is value of, case. Okay, here I have to use value of. Okay, inside the template XSLT element, we have the HTML content, and in here to get the data, I have to use value of XSLT element. Okay, the format for using is XSL colon value of, and here I cannot use match, guys. Okay, the match attribute I should not be using. Instead, we have something like select. Okay, select is equal to, in the double quotes, just say self-closing tag. This XSLT element is self-closing here. Here inside the select attribute, I have to give the XPath. Okay, here already we gave the root element. What if I give something like slash XPath, like slash food list? Okay, till here I'll give food list. Okay, that's fine. Food list I gave, guys. And after the food list, what we have? Under the food list, we have food item, right? So I'll start from here. Okay, I'll say slash food item slash. Okay, after slash food list, I have to continue, right? Slash food item slash, I have to get the name, right? I have to get the name. Under food item, we have the name. I'll give the name here. Okay, let's say. And similarly, I'll create the second XSLT element here. Copy paste this one. Same value of will be there. And here food item. Here name should not be there. Here cost should be there. Under food item, XML content, cost. Okay. Food list, under that food item, name, cost. So like this, guys, we have to create the XSLT elements. Okay, XSLT elements inside the XSL file. Okay, wherever you want, just create the XSLT element, XSL style sheet, XSL template. Okay, this is structure. This is coming by default in Eclipse IDE. The remaining, the main XSLT element you have to provide between the TD tags. You have to remember like value of. Okay, to get the data from the XML files, we have to use this XSLT element, that is value of. Okay, XSL value of XSLT element. Fine. This will get you the name, this will get you the cost. Okay, the root is already here, guys. Okay, the root level is already provided, slash food list, slash food item, slash name, like this. Okay, slash food list, slash food item, slash cost will be coming here. Fine. Now, guys, now if I save this, okay, there is an error coming. Let's see what is the error. Where is the error, guys? What it is saying, the error is saying something. Otherwise, I'll just close and open again. Hotel.xsl, right? The error is gone, guys. Okay, it's not there, it's a temporary error. That's fine. So fine, the hotel.xsl is ready now. Now I have to link this XML file with this XSL. Okay, otherwise this styling will not be applied for the XML file. How to apply this XSL? Whatever the styling I provided here, the format of the data that I'm trying to display the XML content in the form of the table, right? That styling, if it has to be applied for this XML file, I have to add one more tag here. Okay, like this question mark XML. Okay, style sheet and all. Okay, if you don't remember, you have that in the notes, guys. Okay, we can take it from the notes. Like this, we have to add XML hyphen style sheet. Okay, XML hyphen style sheet. Okay, XML hyphen style sheet. Type is equal to, this is text by XSL. Okay, and here I have to say what is that? href is equal to, href is attribute is equal to, I'll just close with the question mark and greater than symbol, and here I have to link this. I have to give the name of the hotel.xsl file. Okay, since the hotel.xsl file and hotel food list.xml, this XML file and this XSL file are at the same location. You see, under the same src folder we have the both. But if in case this XSL file is at a different location than this file, in that case you have to give the complete path here. Okay, but now for now this XSL file and XML file are in the same location, same folder, so we can directly give the name of the file, guys. That is, I'll simply say hotel.xsl file. Okay, that's it. Okay, so here this particular statement is linking the XML to the XSL file. Okay, that means when you load this XML file, automatically the styling of this linked XSL file will be applied. Okay, whatever the styling details you provided in the XSL file will be applied to this XML file, guys. Okay, earlier when I opened the XML file in the Chrome browser, you are only getting the XML content, right? Now let's see whether any styling is applied or not. I'll go to this location where the XML file is, this XML file, guys. Right click and open with IE browser, guys. Okay, don't open with other browsers. Try to open with IE browser only. Okay, try to open with IE browser, Internet Explorer browser. You see, you got some content. Okay, food item, list in hotel, name and cost are there, but values are not coming. That means there is some problem in the XSL file. Okay, let's go to the XSL file, guys, and see what is the problem. The table headings are fine coming, but these things are not coming. Let's cross check, guys. If I have done any mistake, XSL value of select is equal to, okay, so maybe this XPath is not working properly. I'll give the slash here. I'll remove this, and here I'll start with the food. Maybe this will work, guys. Okay, let's try this food list. Food list we gave. Okay, food list we gave, and after the food list, you should not say here. I'll directly start with food item slash name. Okay, should not give forward slash maybe. Okay, this is the problem maybe. Okay, I'll just remove this. Under the slash food list, we have the food item and name. Under the slash food list, we have the food item and cost, like that. Let's see. Let's save this again, guys, and again go to the same location of the XML file and open the XML file. Right click, open with Internet Explorer. This time you got the details, guys. Okay, we have identified the problem clearly. We should not be putting we should not be keeping this hyphen symbol here. Okay, that's the main problem that's happening. Okay, we should not provide this forward slash here. Okay, that's the only problem. If you give wrong XML, if you give wrong export, it will not work, right? The same thing is happening. But guys, the only thing that you can observe here is, here in the XML file we have 4 sets of food items, right? Pizza $10, okay, pasta $5, noodles $6, and burger $8 are there. But in the output, what we are getting, only pizza $10 are getting. Okay, what about the other 3 items? Why they are not coming? Because here we provided only in the XSL file, while styling this XML file, the XSL, we only provided the first row. Whatever the other rows, they have to copy paste. If you have 100 rows, do you have to copy paste this 100 times? No, guys. There's something known as, okay, we have to use another XSLT element, that is XSL. Don't give XLS, guys. Okay, XSL you have to give XSL colon for each. Okay, for each. We have something like for each, guys. Okay, we have to use this XSLT element, that is XSL for each, and followed by again select. You have to give the double quotes, and this is the starting tag, guys. And here we have to end it. I'll end here slash. Okay, automatically it came, guys. Okay, when I provided slash here. Okay, this is the closing tag. Okay, of the XSLT element. Here we have to provide the path. Okay, what path? For each what? For each food item, right? For each food item. Okay, here we have to we have to iterate this particular table rows for each food item, for all the food items that are there. Here 4 food items. So this tr should be iterated 4 times, okay, automatically. That's why we have to use for each guys, okay, loop kind of thing. Tr will be repeated for each and every food item tag, okay. This tr tags will be whatever the you are writing inside this XSLT element will be repeated, okay, the number of food items, okay, number of food items time. That's why I gave food item here. And here you should not give food item again, okay, remove all this, only give name, only give cost, okay. For each and every food item in the XML, for each and every food item, here first food item, second food item, third food item, and fourth food item. For each and every food item, okay, it will get the name and cost. It will get the name and cost. If you have 4 food items, it will get you 4 names and 4 costs, okay, as a table data. So that's the benefit of this for each guys, okay. You don't have to write this tr tags multiple times, rather just provide that inside this XSLT element, that is XSL for each XSLT element, and provide the item that has to be found out. Like here for each food item, that means 4 food items are there, name and cost will be retrieved. Let's save this. Let's save these guys, and again go to the same location where the XML file is available, and open this time in the IE browser the same way, okay. Open with Internet Explorer browser. You see this time, you see the UI got changed, right? You are styling the XML content. This is the data from the XML file, guys, okay. This is the data from the XML file. When you have opened the XML file earlier, you didn't get this kind of format, right? This kind of representation you didn't get earlier. You got the XML tags you got here, but now after you apply the XSL styling, okay, and internally when you use XSLT elements, okay, what happened is it got styled up, okay. The XML file got now converted into the HTML file, okay. It looks like HTML file here, but the original is your loading is XML file, guys, okay. This is a heading we got, and these are the table headings, and these are the data, okay. So this is how, guys, this is how, okay, this is how we have to style XML files using XSLT and the internal XSLT elements. And XSLT elements uses XPath internally to locate the XML elements before converting. XSLT elements internally uses XPath. If you clearly see here, where are the XPaths provided in the XSL? Here, guys, in the match tag, this is the XPath, okay. Similarly, in the select tags, again XPaths, okay. These are all XPaths, guys, okay. Fine. So hope, guys, you understood how to use XSL and XSLT with XML for styling the XML, okay. This is how we have to use, guys. Hope you are able to understand, okay. Hope you have understood what I have explained in this session. Fine, guys, that's all about this session, guys. Thank you. Bye.